All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son,
Yahweh,
Yahweh, Bahashem,
Bahashem, Shah,
Yahushai,
Bahashem,
Bahashem, Rakar
Rakar
Kadash.
Kadash.
Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to y'all you Akim out there that's pushing truth and true sincerity. We're in a time of prophecy. We're going to go into a few articles talking about prophecy, and we're just going to link it up with the scriptures, and we're just going to bring it out to the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, because there's a lot of things going on that the scriptures say is like World War III that's starting to work its way up and build momentum, which just happened alone this week, starting from the Syrian gas attacks. I think it was Sunday or Monday, I believe, and that's just leading up to war over there in Syria. So we're just gonna get into some articles and some scriptures, and Lord willing, you be edified on the times that we're in, because you know people are still in a deep sleep thinking that this is just something where you just go to church and you read from the pastor reads from the pulpit, and then he gives you this prosperity doctrine, or he just gives you sweet Jesus and you just run away with that. So we're just going to get into the scriptures and see what it talks about, these end times that we're in. So
Come on. Want me to bring this out first?
yeah, Abraham.
All right. This is Jeremiah 51 and verse 7. Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad.
Yeah, like they've been drinking all these philosophies, like homosexuality, pedophilia. What else? That American
Transgender.
transgenderism, that American way of life. Like you can see how South Korea just got done. Well, was it South Korea just got done with the Winter Olympics, and you can see how Esau's influence is going to hit that place. You can see how Esau's influence has hit Afghanistan after Afghanistan, Iraq, places like that. You can see his influence. So following these philosophies, like other countries joining in the gay marriage. So they seeing that this man is the devil, and they just went too far. So now they're mad. It's like a point in a relationship where you thought this guy was cool, you thought this girl was cool, and all of a sudden they just threw you in for a whammy, and then you're just in too deep. That's how these other countries are. They're in too deep with Esau. All right, so that's why they're mad.
Yeah, because Esau, coming from Babylon aspect, Babylon's been pushing out vibration highly on a high level throughout the whole world. It was a point in time where over there, Saudi Arabia and Israel, that woman was dressing in modest apparel.
Yeah.
Now they look at the woman over here, and some of their women want to come over here just to freak off because they know they can.
Yeah, they know they can.
And if you look at some of the women over there in those countries, they're off, man. They're starting to wear showing their tits and all that. And they actually got videos. I was watching a video where one of the women got stoned to death.
Yeah.
Just because she was looking like that. And not only that, woman, man. She was with another dude.
Yeah, in those countries they have honor. They have honor killings, because they still uphold to some of their customs. But in America, you can do as you feel. You can marry a dog. You got swinger clubs that you can go to and freak off all after night. You can eat as many abominable foods as you can. What did we see this week? The tarantula burger.
Yeah.
Who eats a tarantula burger, man? That goes to show you that this American way of lifestyle is just backwards.
and there's this place, me and the brother Coach Quala go to, costs a lot of, man. Sometimes, we eat outside, and I look back, it's a big wall where it has a Edomite eating a raw steak.
Yeah, raw steak.
And then they have other pictures of raw meat. Like they're trying to push that. Yeah, man, hey, eat your meat like this. Or medium rare. Nah, nigga. Ain't how we roll.
Yeah, so we're just going to talk. We're going to jump into 2 Ezra 15. We're just going to read something real quick. It says, Russian TV mockingly prepares for war with U.S. instructing citizens to buy water and gas masks. It says, claiming that some Americans are preparing for a coming war with Moscow, Russian state-owned television explained to the country residents how to stock their bunkers with water and basic foodstuffs in case a war breaks out, warning that the potential conflict between the two superpowers could be catastrophic. An anchor for Russia's Vesti 24 showed off shelves of food, recommending that people buy salt, oatmeal, and other products that can last a long time on the shelves if they plan to hide in a bunker. Powdered milk lasts 5 years, while sugar and rice can last up to 8 years, the newscaster explained before showing videos of pasta cooking in a bomb shelter. All right, so basically they're just telling the people to get prepared. Meanwhile, in the American newspaper, they've got an article talking about Trump wants to join the TPP, which is, it's not as big as World War III, but you kind of get the point. Americans are being distracted because, basically it's the Lord blinding these people for the destruction that's coming. But you got all types of, that's why Elder Apostle Tahar sent his video this week, that you got to check alternative sources. You got to check the RT News, the Press TVs, Al Jazeera, you got Sputnik TV, you got other news articles that tell you what's really going on. But here in America, they keep you dumb and docile. It's just nothing but folly here. So, like I said, ultimately it's the Lord just leading people up to that slaughter, and we're just gonna get right into Second Ezra chapter 15, talking about what's gonna happen here.
Con. This is Second Ezra 15, and you want to start at verse 1?
Yeah, you start verse 1.
All right, Con. In verse 1, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy.
And we're telling people that America is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear fire. We're telling them that the RFID chip is the mark of the beast. We're telling them it's going to be chaos according to what's going to go on in this chapter. So it's prophecy written in the Bible. It's not found in any other book, and you have to have the proper breakdowns of the scriptures so you won't be going off and thinking it's all about prosperity.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we keep going on.
Con. Which I put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, which caused them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Mm-hmm. Verse 3, fear not the imagination against thee, that not the incredulity of them trouble thee, that speak against thee. Verse 4, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness.
So all you unfaithful people that are unfaithful to the Lord, and his name is not Jesus or Jehovah or Ahia or Yeshua or Yeshua or Yahushua. It's Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father, and Yahweh is the one who you ignorantly call Jesus Christ. So if you don't heed to this and come back to your nationality, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you're going to die in your unfaithfulness. You're going to be calling out to other guys in that day, and it's not going to work. So yeah, you continue on up.
Con. Verse 5, behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. Mm-hmm. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole world, earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled.
Just like we said, we were talking about all the atrocities that's going on, not only here, but across the world. And the Lord said he's going to bring all these plagues because wickedness has exceedingly polluted the earth. That's not, if you hear this, you want to get yourself right. I mean, this is nothing good. It says
that's a fearful thing.
It's going to be the sword, famine, death, and destruction. And we actually have the decency to tell our people what's coming instead of Fox News, CNN, CNBC telling you a bunch of fluff. We're telling you what's going to happen according to the scriptures, but because of your unfaithfulness, you're going to hit all these things. All right. And our people are wicked, man. Our people do more wicked than the wicked, man. So we continue on out.
All right, so I dropped it by accident. All right, I will continue on. 2 Ezra 15 and verse 7. Therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither I will suffer them and those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and the righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continuously.
All right, so basically, the Lord is basically saying, "I will hold my tongue no more." He's just tired. He's not gonna hold his tongue no more. He's just tired. Like, when you say, "I'm not gonna hold my tongue," as far as telling this person who he is or whatnot, I'm gonna tell him about himself. That's how the Lord feels. He's gonna tell you about yourself through famine, destruction, pestilence, earthquakes in diverse places. All right, let me bring out this precept right quick. So, like, this is Isaiah chapter 42, verse 14. It says, "I have long time holding my peace. I have been still and refrained myself. Now will I cry like a travailing woman. I will destroy and devour at once." So the Lord has been patient with the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, because this video is going back this week alone that we watched, going back to the 80s, the 90s. All right. This word has been going around the late 60s, early 70s, telling you to come back to your nationality. So at this point in time, the Lord is not going to hold his tongue no more. He's just going to let it all out, so to speak, through death, destruction. So,
God.
yeah.
And you mind if I get something right quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me go to Micah. I'm saying that right.
Malachi 4.
Not Malachi, but
Micah.
Micah. God. Okay, it goes into what you were just talking about. It is Micah 8, not 8, but 5, and I'm gonna start at verse 9. Okay, it goes into what the brother was just talking about, how you went into the images earlier and everything like that, and the Lord ain't finna hold his tongue no more. And verse 9. Thine hand shall be lifted up upon thine adversaries, and all thine enemies shall be cut off. Verse 10. And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord, that I will cut off thy horses out of the midst of thee, and I will destroy thy chariots, which are the modern day vehicles, and I will cut off the cities of thy land, and throw down all thy strongholds.
It's basically says, "Dad, you got some more on that?"
Yeah, kind. No, it's all good. And I will cut off witchcrafts out of thine hand, and thou shalt have no more soothsayers. Thy graven images also will I cut off, and thy standing images out of the midst of thee, and thou shalt no more worship the work of thine hands. And I will pluck up thy grooves out of the midst of thee, so will I destroy thy cities, and I will execute vengeance in anger and fury upon the heathen, such as they have not heard." Man, so that's real heavy. That's basically what the Lord ain't holding back no more. Get straight to the point. He's not holding back his tongue, and that what I was reading right there. That's happening on a low level right now. And it's gonna lead all the way up to Jacob's trouble, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Like the city shall be cut off. That's gonna happen in real life, man. They're gonna have this border cut off, this border cut off. It's gonna be martial law. He said, no more witchcraft and different images that y'all look up to. Ain't gonna be none of that, man. Cause in that day, y'all don't know what to say. Oh my God, or oh Jesus, and
Jesus.
man, you know how Jake is, man.
Yeah, it goes back to verse 4. It says, "The unfaithful shall die in the unfaithfulness." So
Yep.
that scripture matches up with that, because that's the consequence of being unfaithful. All right, we're gonna go back to
What, second Ezra?
Second Ezra 15 and 9.
All right, come. This is second Ezra 15 and verse 9. And therefore saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them, and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. And
Stop on this. It says Egypt, destroy Egypt before. It says, "I will bring stretched out plagues and smite Egypt with plagues as before." So this is a spiritual Egypt, like
Con.
Revelation 11:8 says. This is spiritually Egypt and Sodom. So the Lord compares this to a second Egypt. All right, so it says we'll bring plagues as before. You think the typical quintessential American has watched what's that, man, Ten Commandments to Charlton Heston,
Oh yeah, con.
and they saw part of, like, the Americans had things that's really Edomites that's supposed to be the Israelites, or
Yeah,
white
yeah,
people supposed to be Israelites. So, but it's like they show these plagues, what the Lord did in Egypt, but He's gonna bring out even more plagues here. So it's, man, it's like we're back in that times too, and we go in verse 12.
Con. In verse 12, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it.
The Lord said punishment. It's not. I mean, that's punishment. Just like what the brother brought out. Was it Micah, the second chapter?
Micah, yeah, the 5th chapter.
Yeah, that's scriptures on punishment, man. So I mean, what do you not understand about judgment, punishments, death, correction through death? It's plain to the point, and we're trying to tell you people, hey, over here, we're trying to tell you this place is going down, but it's like, and one ear and out the other. Matter of fact, let's get Isaiah 6.
God.
Yeah, we read that too.
Ain't no telling what the Lord gonna do now, because slavery was supposed to be all a punishment.
We still in slavery.
Yeah, we're still in slavery.
These people,
But niggas will never get it.
yeah,
They won't ever face the East, finally, and then call out His name, man. And the Lord's so fed up, He ain't giving y'all His name.
matter of fact, I'll read that right quick. Where you getting at?
All right, come on. You said Isaiah what?
I said Isaiah chapter 6 and 9.
6 and 9. Come on.
All right, this is Second Chronicles chapter 7, verse 14. This is what the brother was saying. If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and will heal their land. So, like the brother was saying, if every Israelite will face toward the east and pray and be repentant and ask the Lord to return the captivity back, we won't have to go to work on Monday. We won't have to go to work tomorrow or Saturday or Sunday. We will be delivered. But since our people want to be rebellious, because that's who we're addressing this to, our people, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, there's punishments, and there's all types of punishments and corrections through death, through the scriptures. Just like we was reading about war. War is coming. So this isn't a time to it's a time to be repentive, first and foremost,
God. Like I said, Ecclesiastes, man, we're in a time of war.
Mm-hmm.
And in this time of war, at the same time, you should be repenting, man.
Mm-hmm.
Because, if I'm not mistaken, the scripture says, the day of the Lord is near. It is near.
Mm-hmm.
And Zephaniah, man.
Yep.
So you should be like, hey, you should be on your 10 toes, ready to go, man. You should be praying. And we're blowing this trumpet, which is that warning, And Jacob is mourning right now, as well as the earth. So all these things are happening. You should actually just be ready, praying that you get His name, and some of this bread and water, man. This book of life. Okay, in this times, man, we need that life, man, in order to keep us going. All right, I'm going to bring that Isaiah?
Yeah, 6 and 9.
6 and 9. Con. This is Isaiah 6 and 9. And he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert and be healed.
Yeah, so the Lord is basically blinding 2/3 of our people, because He's giving them fluff out here. He's giving them fake news. He's giving them the entertainment industry. He's giving them world star hip hop. He's giving them the NBA. He's giving them the NFL. It's like, how many times are y'all gonna keep going to the same avenues but it's the Lord making these people fat. You know, reality shows, the chemtrails, the food, everything's defiled here. So that's another way how the Lord is making these people fat through the foods that they eat, you know, the lifestyle that they live, you know, just general distractions. Meanwhile, people, and then just the whole American lifestyle, everybody's just doped down and doped up on Ritalin, on opioids. All right, there's a lot of people smoke heavy weed heavily here.
God.
You know, a lot of people are into uppers and downers, popping pills and then drinking alcohol.
Yeah.
So they're not preparing you people, man. They're preparing to make you more docile. So it's gonna make it easier for this devil to come in when he kicks in your door. You're already docile, man. The children, they don't go outside no more like that. You know, so he's already making you people docile. And then on the other hand, with Russia and these other countries, they're telling people, hey, prepare for war. But we're preparing through the spirit. We're not preparing using the AK. We ain't getting simple here, all right? You know, Esau will try to twist our videos up. This is a spiritual battle, man. We're not using guns, and we're not affiliated with any other Hebrew Israelite group, man. We're strictly teaching the word. So don't get it twisted, Esau. We're not using your weapons. We're using this. This is a spiritual battle, and you know it, man.
God, and also the scripture says not to be carnal, man. We're not carnal, man. We know if we got into a fight, you could send your artillery on us. You could press that button and send the drone and all that. So this is not a carnal fight, Esau. But you still wouldn't understand that. Only we understand the men of the Lord. And I'm gonna bring this scripture out right quick.
Hey, go ahead.
Just to back you up, you know, just for those who still don't believe that the Lord would do these things to them, I'm gonna just bring this out. This is Isaiah 45. It says, I form the light, well, 45 and verse 7. It says, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. So yes, man, he's fattening up your minds, man. He's doing this. You know, he's keeping his name away from you because you're still gonna be a nigga at the end of the day.
That's right.
Con.
That's right. All right, let's go back to that second Ezra.
Con.
Finish that up.
Con. It's the second Ezra 15.
I think at verse 12.
Verse
12.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Verse 12. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. Verse 13. That they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seeds shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with a fearful constellation. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein.
So it's talking about the world. The world is going to be at tribulation, man, because all the wickedness is going on. Like the scriptures say, the earth is given to the hands of the wicked. So if the wicked are in authority, there's going to be wicked stuff, and people are going to follow the vibration of the wicked pattern that's brought out, namely through the Illuminati, you know, through their the media on the different avenues, putting vibrations in the music, the television, the movies, the food. So this is coming upon the whole world, you know. We'll go to 15.
God, in verse 15, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh.
So it's drawing nigh, it's drawing soon. All right. If there's an article saying that Russia's telling its people to prepare for war, it's coming soon.
God.
And then you got, I think a brother sent a video of somebody saying it was the end of the world, and people thought it was a joke. I mean, this isn't a joke, you know. This is deadly serious out here. We just talking on the way here about how they're gonna lock the east side of Atlanta up and the west side of Atlanta up when martial law comes here. This is conversations that we having, that stuff that you people don't see. We're telling you what's going on inside your own city, man. All right, they're using these different boxcars to block off parts of the city. They showed that in that movie Contagion, when the pestilence was brought out. All right, because the CDC is located here, and people don't want to hearken onto that. But they just keep on being a demon. These women keep on want to be on lesbians. These men want to keep on being homosexuals. All right, they want to be into all types of gross sex acts here.
Yeah, come.
So all this is going to happen not on just this godforsaken city, but every godforsaken city in the United States and across the world because of the wickedness that's going on, man. You demons got to be put to sleep.
God, I'm gonna finish it out. And one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands.
Yeah, that's talking about race riots, and even in a
God,
city like this, like Atlanta, it's like racial tension has gone down. Everybody's going along to get along because everybody has an opportunity to make money. We even saw it. People got all types of exotic cars out here, man. When I
hmm
was waiting for this brother, I saw a Ferrari parked in the garage. I saw another luxury car. Then when we were driving, we were seeing all types of luxury cars. So people are content. All right, and there's all
hmm
types of racial tension here in Georgia alone. Back in the 30s and 40s, they was hanging you so-called Negroes. All right, by the thousands here in Georgia. But in 2018, it's go along to get along. So expect something like race wars to go in every city, not just here in the South, but all across. The United States. Civil War coming back.
God,
Stuff like that.
yeah, that's all. Brother.
Let me see. Let's go verse 16 and 18.
All right, God. Verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes,
Mm-hmm.
and the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
All right. Sedition is like the act of going against your government or some type of authority.
God,
You're gonna have people going against the government, the federal government, the state government, the local government, your local city government, and people look to these leaders as figures of authority as well. So there's gonna be sedition with your favorite pastor because he's been telling you lies ever since you joined the church.
yeah,
When all
God,
this breaks down, you're gonna be looking at him, and he's not gonna know, and they're gonna be coming after your pastor too.
hmm
You know, people are not gonna have any regard for anybody out here. It's not gonna be, hey sir, hey madam, how you doing? It's gonna be every man for himself. They put it out here in these shows, and people just think it's entertainment. You
yeah,
know,
God. Verse 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able.
that's what we was talking about. We was talking about
God,
the concentration camps, martial law being enacted, because it seems like Esau is gonna have to get the minds of the people to be in a warlike mentality. So it could either happen through going to war with Russia, or the economic collapse, or it could be another earthquake or tsunami that hits this place to bring that chip along, and then World War III to get started. It can be any type of financial disaster like that to get a false flag terrorist attack going before that. So martial law is coming. No matter how they do it, it's coming soon.
God. Verse 18. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid.
All right, pride is at an all-time high, man. You got women on these jobs who they're your manager, and they talk to you like they got their chest stuck out. They walk like a man. They drive pickup trucks. All right, these women walk in great pride. These men, they've already had pride. They think they're the man who they was 10 years ago. I'm this, I'm that. That's a typical American. You got people on YouTube want to be famous, like Famous Amos. I'm that nigga. I'm this nigga. I'm the king of this. I'm the king of that. Pride is at an all-time high here in America, man. Everybody gives themselves what's that, self titles. I'm the
Yeah,
don, I'm the
yeah.
don of this. I'm the boss. Pride is at an all-time high with people here in America, man. That's why people want to come here, because they want to live that
hmm
prideful lifestyle that they can't live over abroad, man.
And that goes back to the that one scripture, I think in Titus. It says, and they shall be lovers of themselves
Yeah,
too.
exactly. Lovers of themselves, man.
God.
Yeah, man. You have all types of reality shows, and it's about me, and
What, Real Housewives of Atlanta
yeah,
and
that's
shit.
all about me. You don't even have to watch the show to know it's just all about me and
Yeah.
putting out my name and my company, and I'm gonna be this and be that.
Yeah.
And it
God.
goes into the minds of these people. Now they want to be this demon that wants to be an entrepreneur and be rich and drive Maseratis and just be the most degenerate person. That's what America preaches, man.
God.
That's why the Lord, he said he's gonna bring trouble to you proudful cities, man. You people that's in these religions, man. You think you got the right doctrine, like Jehovah's Witnesses, like Baptists, like Seven Day Adventists. You try to tell these people, these Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans to come back to your power. They get prideful because they see younger men with backpacks and Bibles teaching His word on the street corners, and they have pride because they don't want to go. They don't want to be taught again. All right, that's pride too. The
God.
scriptures say you got to be born again, and people don't want to be born again through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah.
Okay.
Yeah, so pride, like well, we were saying, pride is just way up here. Just how, just how like the Lord did Pharaoh, he kept heightening the pride. That's what he's gonna do to you, American people. You're just gonna fall, just along with this economy.
Yeah, and this is also a scripture, roughly paraphrasing. He said he hates pride and your arrogancy. If I'm saying that right.
Let's get it.
Arrogant. Actually, you know what I'm talking about? I think it's in Proverbs. Because it talks about, the Lord hates evil.
Yeah.
And that's what you 2/3 niggas do, especially you heathens do. All y'all do nothing is evilness, man. So if he hates evil and you're doing evil, when the Lord hates you as a person, all these things we're saying, all this prophecy, it's not good, man. Like the brother was saying, he's not gonna hold his tongue anymore. And as I read, man, he's coming back to just ramshack the place, man. He's fed up. Let me see if I can find it real quick too. Let me see.
I got one.
Oh, you do? All right, come.
I don't know if you're still looking for it. This is Proverbs 6:16. It says, "These 6 things doth the Lord hate, yea, 7 are an abomination unto him.
Come.
A proud look, a lying tongue, and heads that shed innocent blood, a heart that deviseth wicked imaginations." That's America alone. Feet that be swift, running to mischief. Here it is. It's the Sabbath, and people just running to mischief tonight because the club is open. You can get you a bottle and do all types of drugs because you're off for Friday.
Come.
Feet that run to mischief. A false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among your brethren. All right. So I mean, basically the Lord hates pride, man, and pride leads into prideful action.
God. And I actually found what I was going to bring up too, just to add on top of that. This is Proverbs 8 and verse 13. It says, "Fear the Lord is to hate evil, pride and arrogancy, and the evil way, and the forward mouth do I hate." So the Lord is basically saying he hates pride. He don't like it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Here it is. The Most High is the Most High. He created us, and you niggas just walking around like this.
Yeah, like they made their own.
Like they big and bad or something, man.
Yeah, listen to it on 18.
Yeah, come on, I got you. All right, 2 Ezra 15 and verse 18. "For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid."
So just like the brother just read, this is going to be the consequence of being prideful.
God.
All right, and then along with this, you can go to Matthew chapter 24 and read what's going to happen in that. So this is what's happening actually out here in the news. War is being prepared. So we just going to end it on that. We want to give all praises to the Heavenly Father, the only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Kadash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, and shalom to all you Akim that's pushing this truth and true sincerity. Shalom.
Shalom.